Hey, you're about to uncover how the moguls of Wall Street and savvy investors play a game that's rigged for their win and mastery. By the end, you'll understand how the very things you use every single day are the golden keys to unlock true financial empowerment. Imagine every time you swipe your card at a coffee shop or invest in the latest tech gadget, you're more than just a consumer, you're a part owner. That's right, owning stocks means you're part of the company itself. A revelation sparked by none other than investment guru Warren Buffett, who once described the true essence of purchasing stocks as acquiring a portion of a prestigious enterprise. Now, let's dive into a narrative that may sound like an urban legend. It's about someone who lived in the thrills and dangers of the streets, only to be enlightened by a significant encounter during a stint in one of the harshest prisons in the US. This man, after facing relentless battles that left him in solitary confinement, met an improbable mentor, a white-collar criminal who prompted a major epiphany. "Y'all playing the wrong game," the white-collar convict declared. A game, by its nature, was unwinnable by design for those who didn't even know they were players. Let's fast forward. This man, leaving behind the perils of street life, embraced the world of finance, a territory often perceived complex as decoding a foreign language. Yet, as he traversed this new terrain, he equated the stock market to a more refined battle, one where knowledge trumps sheer force. Here's the play: focus on industries that'll never run out of demand, like waste management. Instead of queuing for the newest gadget, the real celebration comes with company milestones that line your pockets. Let me share a compelling scene. Picture an ex-con, close to falling back into old habits, saved by a stock account that law enforcement had overlooked. An epiphany struck the system, never expected him to play this new game. He discovered a profound respect for wealth building through ownership. This was an awakening to play the right game and shift from consumer to owner. This shift from the streets to investor wasn't an overnight change, but a calculated transition fueled by a legal hustle. With financial literacy came a crucial question: what legacy does one leave? How do we secure a future for those we may leave behind? This thought offered an escape from a vicious cycle and led to the conversation on life insurance, wills, and investments. In this journey, he made a clarion call to peers: consider your family, think about generational wealth, move beyond immediate gratification towards long-term vision. The most illuminating insight? Money is a language and most people speak it poorly. We are conditioned to spend what we earn, to treat ourselves as a temporary respite from the grind. But the wealthy? They treat money as a tool, a resource that can be nurtured, grown, and invested. They understand the game, and they play it with finesse. Let's tackle the banks. Traditional banking systems make profits off your deposits, giving you a pittance in interest while they play the high-stakes game with your money. By simply shifting to an index fund, your potential growth skyrockets. Understanding this dynamic is key. It's about shifting your perspective from consumer to investor, spender to saver, pawn to player. This narrative isn't just a motivational speech, it's a call to action. How can you begin today to invest in the things you're already using? How can you flip the game in your favor? Whether it's the tech industry, fashion, or even your daily coffee, each sector offers an opportunity to own a slice of prosperity. As we near the end of this journey, remember, the power of investment isn't found in mindless trading, but in mindful ownership. Embrace the mindset of ownership, and you take control of the board. So, as we wrap up this intense dive into the world of stocks and investment, take a moment to reflect. What's the first ownership move you'll make? Will you step into the role of an informed investor? Max Sterling here, encouraging you to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more wisdom, because the path of the wise investor starts with taking that first key step. Gentlemen, brace yourselves for a game-changing perspective on wealth building that will alter your financial destiny forever. Imagine no longer trading hours for dollars, but rather commanding your money to work tirelessly on your behalf, transforming every transaction from a fleeting exchange into a lifelong stream of profits. Stay with me as I unravel the secrets that separate the average from the affluent, the workers from the wealth builders, and the dreamers from the doers. As we dive into this discourse, let us begin with a stark realization. Parking your savings into a stagnant pool of cash is akin to handing over your wealth to inflation. Those bills tucked away in your mattress or savings account are not just lying idle. They're on a steady march towards devaluation. So what's the blueprint to escaping this silent wealth eroder? Ownership. To truly grasp this concept, consider the ordinary consumer. Every product you purchase is a single transaction, and that's where the financial journey ends for most. But what if I told you that by owning a tiny sliver of the businesses you patronize, that one-off purchase could metamorphose into a wellspring of perpetual earnings? Take Nike, for example. I frequent their stores and products, but if I owned shares, then I wouldn't just be buying, I'd be earning. Ownership of stock isn't just a play on words, it's a play on wealth. By investing in companies you believe in and use daily, each purchase bolsters your financial fortress rather than draining your coffers. Moving up the wealth hierarchy, savvy accumulators of affluence don't simply rest on stocks. They also plunge into entrepreneurship and real estate, constructing diverse portfolios that not only withstand but thrive amidst the market's whims. Parenthetically, gentlemen, make the smart move. Subscribe, hit the like button, and ring that notification bell. By doing that, you cement your commitment to break through the shackles of financial mediocrity and leap into a life of prosperity. Now let's tackle another fallacy, the fear of success. We've all danced with the thought at some point, haven't we? That accompanying responsibility and visibility might just be more than we bargained for. But here's a truth bomb: you can only rise as high as the limits you place on yourself. Comfort zones are cozy, but they're also where dreams go to die. Dare to venture beyond, and you'll discover realms of potential you never knew existed. But what of knowledge, that elusive key that unlocks the doors to the ivory towers of wealth? Here's the reality check. It's not muscle or brute strength that heralds prosperity, but the insightful application of learning. In today's world, where money printing devalues currency faster than you can say inflation, he who holds knowledge holds power. Think of it as an investment in your most precious asset, yourself. Moreover, in a compelling twist, owning businesses you patronize seems to shift the paradigm. It covers consumers into investors, bystanders into participants in the economic game. The more money the banks print, the less your savings are worth. It's almost predatory, isn't it? They lure you in with the promise of safety, merely to deploy your capital for their gains, tossing you scraps in return. Embracing ownership becomes a rebellious act of empowerment. Whether it's stocks, real estate, or staring down the digital corridors of online banking and investment apps, the principle remains staunch. Own the terrain on which you tread. Stocks are merely the first rung on the ladder of fiscal liberty. Wealthy individuals spread their tentacles into starting businesses and investing in real estate, ensuring a foothold in various sectors. Why? Because they understand that possessing diversified assets is akin to wearing a financial bulletproof vest. It buffers against the shocks and shakes of an unpredictable economic landscape. This isn't just about affluence, it's about belief, the unwavering conviction in what you can accomplish. Harness this mindset, and the question morphs from whether you can achieve something to what you will conquer next. So what's the endgame here, you ask? Impact, purpose, fulfillment. Wealth is merely the illustrious side effect of a life rich in meaning and influence. The focus isn't on the accumulation of cash, but on how you can change lives for the better with every piece of knowledge acquired and every insight shared. But how does one escape the limiting beliefs fed to them from birth? How does one breach the divide between the street's hard knocks and the summit of success? The street teaches envy of the affluent, painting them as sinister or corrupt. But the reality is that not all wealth is ill-gotten. It's a toxic belief that shackles many to the bottom rungs of economic despair. Breaking through these barriers often requires a seismic shift in circumstances. Mine came in the form of time spent behind bars. It sounds bleak, but it was there, in the stillness of confinement, that I discovered the transformative power of reading. Transitioning from the gritty street tales to the financial wisdom of CNBC, a light bulb clicked on. This is where I made the pivotal connection. Good businesses operate on the same principles as resourceful hustlers. It's not about talent or genius, but understanding the rules of the game and then playing it better than anyone else. Let's draw parallels. A successful business, like a street-smart hustler, must have a competitive edge, what Warren Buffett calls a moat. This edge is what keeps clients coming back for more, what gives a brand its magnetism. It's what separates the proverbial wheat from the chaff. As for building your wealth empire, begin with a single, humble brick. Yes, you heard me, one brick at a time. Whether it's investing in a blue-chip stock or a AAA-rated bond, the objective is not to strike it rich with one move, but to continuously build and diversify. Remember Nipsey Hussle's golden kernel of wisdom: life is a marathon. Wealth building is not a sprint. It's an endurance race where steady, consistent steps eclipse a flurry of hasty, ill-thought gambles. Begin where you stand, with what you have. Starting small doesn't mean thinking small. Regular investments, be it $25 weekly or monthly, creates a compound effect over time. It's the snowball effect of good financial habits that turn molehills into mountains. Let me conclude by urging you to stop gambling on the lottery of get rich quick. Instead, commit to the grind of get wealth sure. It's not the flashiest of paths, it's the sturdiest. And as you peer into the horizon, ask yourself, what steps am I taking to solidify my financial future? Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon, so you're always in the know on the next big insight to catapult you to your apex. After all, it's your destiny we're forging here, let's make it golden.